Pete Rose just got tough.
Because now I use Tegrin. Tegrin medicated shampoo. No more pretty shampoos for me. Tegrin's tougher than Head and Shoulders. It's got a special ingredient that's tough on everyday dandruff. Tough on all 4 major causes of flaking and itching. Tegrin's 4 times tough. It's the heavy hitter against dandruff for me.
And your wife.
So get tough on your dandruff with Tegrin lotion, or now in brand new concentrated gel.
You know, the weirdest things happen to me, Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I mean, here I am stocking up for Halloween. I got my steak, got my ribs. Then when I ask the stock boy where the Coors Light is stacked, he points me to the Coors and Coors Light Halloween display, and I'm on it. Whoa, it's like deja vu. Whoa, it's like deja vu. Look for it where you buy beer. I shop here because they slash prices. There goes another one. Happy Halloween, darling.
A bizarre murder.
It's Nate, all right, for what's left of him.
Oh, how awful.
Hope Lang and Doug McClure.
Murder.
She wrote. Then,
It was all so perfect,
We can be like a secret club.
but a divorce took our granddaughter away.
You should have called me. You had no right taking her anywhere.
If I'm guilty of anything, I'm guilty of love.
Robert Young stars with Drew Barrymore in Conspiracy of Love. Tonight, starting at 8, 7 Central and Mountain on CBS.
Welcome back there. We got all the firepower, as you can see. Jim Kelly, watching the games, your impression of them today?
Well, I'm not too interested with them right now because one thing I know, we should be out there today and not sitting in the studio. But hopefully the Bills will come on at 4 o'clock when they play against the Super Bowl champs, the Giants, which are 0-4 now.
Kenny O'Brien.
Well, we're all looking forward to being out on the field as quickly as possible, but right now I'm rooting for the Jets, and hopefully they'll pull it out over Miami this afternoon.
Mark May, your impressions?
I think it's sloppy football. I think there's a lot of turnovers out there. I don't think the pass protection is good, but I really can't root for anybody until tomorrow night.
Well, Jimmy, the folks are watching Green Bay. You had a thought about the Packers.
Well, if they don't win this game, it's the last chance they have to win one until the next strike.
The scrub MVP.
Max Zendejas, the Packers kicker. He's 7 for 7 in field goals.
All right, now to the scoreboard, and let's get you up to date at the moment. The Rams and Atlanta have gone to the half. The Rams 17, the Falcons nothing. Seattle, Jeff Kemp throws 4 touchdown passes in the first half, 3 of them to veteran wide receiver Steve Largent. Philadelphia and Green Bay, the one you're watching, 7-3, the Eagles there. Cleveland all over Cincinnati by 24 points. Danielson has thrown 3 touchdown passes for the Browns. Indianapolis and Pittsburgh are tied at 7 late in the second. New England leading Houston. Doug Flutie has thrown a touchdown pass in that game. He's 10 of 17 for 162 yards for the Patriots. Miami and the Jets. The Jets, without Ken O'Brien, lead 17-10. He'd like to see a W before he goes back to work. Minnesota and Tampa Bay, and they are tied at 3 at the half. New Orleans and Chicago, they are almost at the half. The Bears lead it 17-10. And we'll continue right after these messages from your local stations. Go Saints!
Fight Back with David Horowitz immediately following the football game.
Welcome back to New York, everybody. A chance to discuss the aftermath of the strike. And Mark May of the Washington Redskins. Why were the Redskin veterans wanting to go in and play so badly this week?
Because we wanted to play this game for the fans, Brent. We play the Dallas Cowboys. It's our arch rival in Washington, and we felt that if we went in on a Thursday, which was only one day after the deadline, that they would permit us to play.
But you knew the rules, right?
We did know the rules, but since we played on a Monday night, we thought that they could extend them. Back in 1982 in the strike, we came in on a Thursday, played on a Sunday. The whole league did. This year, they set it back to Wednesday. I don't know why. I think the fans were cheated.
All right. Ken O'Brien, possible problems with the Jets. Mark Gastineau goes in, egg throwing, confrontations. What's going to happen to the team when it comes back together?
Well, I think that, we had more than our share of problems. We had quite a few guys cross the picket line, and they were some of the guys who were a little older, a little more respected. So the younger guys have pretty much banded together now, and we've had a lot of team meetings trying to discuss how we're going to handle the situation. If you want to salvage the year, when we get back, we have to be smart enough to try to overcome those problems. But there's no doubt there's hard feelings, and they're going to last a long time.
They'll look to you as a quarterback, too, to try and bring things together, won't they?
Well, I don't know if they're going to look toward me. I think there's some guys that are just so pro-union, so anti-against what happened, that it's going to be hard to contain their emotions.
Jim Kelly, you're one of the highest salaried players in the league, perhaps number 1. How much money did you lose here in the last month by not playing?
Too much. Close to around $300,000.
If you had it to do all over again, would you have gone in and played?
No, definitely not. I have a career that I want to do. I want to play football, and I guess if you really look at some of the quarterbacks that have crossed the line, Gary Hogeboom, he's now out with an injury. I guess, you know, my father was a union person, he was a union rep, and I guess just looking back through it all, I think I made the right decision. My family's behind me, definitely the players, and I don't want to go in there and have scab people blocking for me. I know I have a good offensive line now, and I want those guys blocked for me when I go back in.
How many veterans crossed up in Buffalo?
I think like 5.
What will that reaction be when you go back in the locker room?
It's going to be tough because from what I understand, they're going to keep 85 players on the roster for this week, and I know some of the teams are sharing same locker room. It's going to be interesting because I know the way Joe Devlin, Fred Smerlas, some of our veterans are reacting to some of the players that have crossed the line. Take, for example, Carl Byram was one of our starting fullbacks, and he crossed the line. And they said, go ahead, hand the ball off to him, Jim. He said, we'll see what happens with the offense line.
Mark, why did the Washington Redskins hang together?
Back in 1982, during the strike of 82, we all stayed together, we were all tight, we were all a unit, and we went to the Super Bowl and we got one of these and we won. We were hoping that this time around we can do the same thing. We stayed together as a unit. We had team meetings. There were a little bit of bickering in there. Of course, when you get 50 guys together, guys are going to voice their opinions. But we stayed together as a unit, and I think we're the only team in the NFL to do that.
Ken, the approach of the union going out on strike?
Well, looking back on it now, it certainly doesn't seem to be the smartest way to go about things. I think maybe the legal actions they've taken, if we could have done that in the first place, would have benefited us. We wouldn't have lost the money we've lost now. We wouldn't have lost face the way we seem to have lost. But, you know, the thing that hurt the union more than anything was the solidarity was broken. When guys started breaking the lines, and there was nothing left for them, and that was a key factor.
Jim, you agree with that?
I definitely agree because, you know, when you play football, you play as a team, and if everybody pulls together, such as what Mark said, the Washington Redskins stuck together. The Buffalo Bills were together up until last week when about 4 crossed and made the total, I think, 5 or 6. As long as we stay together, I think overall, I think our team's pretty much ready to play. We play Dolphins next week.
Mark, who was the public behind in this strike?
I think definitely it was behind management, especially the first few weeks of the strike. But when they didn't let us come back to play, when everybody in the league came back in the league and they wanted to play football this weekend and give the fans what they're paying for, management said, no, we can't let you guys play because we set a rule that was moved 3 or 4 times already. They wouldn't let us come back and play. I think we've kind of tilted towards the players in this strike. I think the fans have really kind of tilted a little bit more towards the players.
Was free agency worth striking for?
I really don't think so. 2 out of the 3 guys up here may benefit, but it won't benefit me at all. I want to stay in Washington and play.
Ken?
I think free agency is definitely an important issue. I think that if you can move around, if you can get more money by having your talents dictate what the market's going to do for you, it's what happens everywhere else in society. But to sit out on strike for 3 weeks was crazy. I think maybe legally, if we can get it that way, it'd be the smartest thing.
Jim, how long will it take before the veterans are back in shape and we can see NFL football the way we're accustomed to seeing it?
Well, we've been practicing 4 or 5 times a week. And we've been running. We've been staying in pretty good shape. But from what I hear, a lot of the NFL teams were like 20 players, 25 coming in. We had approximately 35 to 40 players every day out there. So as far as the Buffalo Bills are concerned, we're in pretty good shape. But again, we play down in Miami in the hot weather next week.
Eager to get back, though?
Definitely.
Ken?
Can't wait.
Mark?
Ready to go.
All right. So they'll all be back in uniform next week. Thank you for being with us. And we will continue here with the NFL Today on CBS in just a moment.